Hello and welcome to the training. I'm Dr. Cameron Daniels, and today we'll be going over the mental fortitude needed when you live with vertigo. A good quote that I was thinking of was, "You don't control when the world spins, but you do control what you do when it does." Before we get started, here's a quick disclaimer that the information presented in this video and all related content under the Dizzy Doc brand is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any medical condition, and it should not be considered a substitute for personalized medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment from a qualified healthcare professional. Always seek the advice of your physician or another qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or symptom. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you've heard or read in this video or on this channel. I, Dr. Cameron Daniels, the Dizzy Doc, and the specific chiropractic centers make no claims, promises, or guarantees about the accuracy, completeness, or adequacy of the information contained here, and assume no liability for any loss or damage that may result from your reliance on it. If you're experiencing severe or sudden dizziness, imbalance, or other neurological symptoms, please contact a medical professional immediately. Now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with the overview. Today we'll be talking about multiple different topics. The first one being the invisible battle. Number 2, the power of presence. 3, reframing the struggle. 4, micro victories matter. 5, faith in the process. And number 6, action items. Let's go ahead and get started with the training. Number 1, the invisible battle. Vertigo doesn't just affect your balance, it challenges your entire sense of safety. Imagine a tightrope walker suddenly feeling the rope sway violently. It's not just a physical act of balancing that's compromised, but the profound sense of security in their skill. The world spins, your heart races, your mind fills with uncertainty. This is like being on a ship in a storm without a horizon. Every input is disorienting, and the brain struggles to find stable ground, leading to a cascade of physiological and psychological reactions. I see this a lot of times in my patients where this whole idea of the invisible battle that's going on, just because they can't see it, they really start to have a lot of anxiety, a lot of panic attacks around dizziness or vertigo. So these are very true, real things that people from dizziness are experiencing. Most people see only the surface symptoms, and they don't see the silent fight in your mind. Others might observe a stumble or a pale face, but they can't perceive the internal struggle, the mental chess game of trying to regain control, or the constant vigilance required to simply exist. How many times have I heard this where people are like, I feel like I'm living, or I feel like I'm just existing, but I am not living. That's exactly what I'm talking about here. You see, mental fortitude begins in those invisible moments, when you feel fear rise but choose to breathe instead. This is like a soldier in a battlefield faced with overwhelming odds, who, instead of panicking, takes a moment to steady their breath and assess the situation. In these small, internal acts of defiance, that true resilience is forged. This is exactly what we're about to go focusing on right here. In these small, internal acts of defiance, that true resilience is forged. The power of presence. The instinct in dizziness is panic. The cure begins with stillness. Think of a wild animal caught in a trap. Its first instinct is often to thrash, which often tightens the snare. Conversely, a person who found stillness in a chaotic moment can observe, understand, then act with intention. Presence interrupts fear. Fear feeds vertigo. It's a neurological response, vertigo is. It is a neurological response to a physiological adaptation that is happening when fear is available to an individual. You see, fear is like gasoline on a fire. When you focus on the fear, it amplifies the physical sensations and it creates a vicious cycle. Presence, on the other hand, understanding and knowing what is going on in this moment, even if it's not the best case scenario, is like a fire extinguisher dousing the flames of anxiety before they actually engulf you. Breath is your anchor. Inhale through your nose for 4, exhale for 6. This controlled breathing is a direct communication to your central nervous system, and then what happens is it signals that you are actually safe. It's like dropping an anchor from a turbulent boat. It provides a point of stability and helps steady the vessel. Every slow breath signals safety to your nervous system, and that's where healing starts. Your nervous system is constantly monitoring for threats. Slow, deliberate breathing sends a clear message that all is well. You can relax. And this shift from fight or flight response transitions to a rest and digest response, which is fundamental to recovery. Reframing the struggle. Every dizzy spell is not a punishment, it's practice. Instead of viewing each episode as a setback, consider it a training session. Kind of like a musician practicing a difficult piece. Each repetition, even if imperfect, builds skill and understanding. You're not broken, you're being trained in patience. There's beauty in the struggle that one experiences, especially when they have symptoms. It's not fun, and ultimately, yes, we do want to get out of it, but there's a lot to be said and learned in those moments of suffering. Replace the phrase, "Why is this happening to me?" with, "What is this teaching me?" This shift in perspective transforms you from a victim to a student. It moves you from a place of helplessness to one of curiosity and empowerment, allowing you to extract vulnerable lessons from your experiences. The lesson isn't endurance, it's mastery over reaction. It's not about how long you can withstand the discomfort, but about how skillfully you can manage your internal response to it. This is similar to a martial artist who, instead of meeting force with force, learns to redirect their opponent's energy. A beautiful example of this is with wrestling. I was a wrestler. I wrestled in college. And what we find is that sometimes it's not just about muscling your way through a situation, but rather taking advantage and opportunities off of the other person's mistakes. So the point being that don't let these symptoms, don't let vertigo or dizziness have power over you. Don't let it destroy the mind state, although it may destroy you physically. Allow it to be able to redirect your focus and your energy towards recovery instead of sickness. Micro victories matter. Recovery is measured in inches, not miles. When facing a daunting journey, focusing on the destination can be overwhelming. Instead, celebrate each small step forward, no matter how tiny. 5 seconds longer of stillness is a win. I'll repeat that one more time. 5 seconds longer of stillness is a win. If your previous limit was 10 seconds of focused calm during a dizzy spell, and you manage 15, that's a significant improvement. It's like a runner shaving a fraction of a second off of their personal best. It shows progress, builds confidence, and they are very excited to be able to do that. Turning your head without fear. A win. For someone with vertigo, a simple head turn can actually trigger an intense fear. For those of you struggling from vertigo, dizziness, you understand this. And accomplishing this unseemingly mundane action without succumbing to panic is a major victory, reclaiming a piece of everyday life that I would say most people actually take advantage of. Choosing peace over panic, the biggest win. This is the ultimate triumph, as it demonstrates a fundamental shift in your internal landscape. It's like a sailor navigating a stormy sea who, instead of panicking, calmly adjusts the sails and steers the ship with unwavering resolve. Fortitude grows through repetition, not perfection. You don't need to be flawless in your response. You just need to keep trying. Every attempt, even if it's not perfect, strengthens the neural pathways that support resilience, much like a muscle grows stronger with consistent exercise. Faith in the process. The body is built for balance. Trust that design. Your body is an incredible self-regulating organism with an innate capacity for healing. You have faith in its ability to find equilibrium, even when it feels like it's failing. Every recalibration, every wobble is your central nervous system learning again. Think of a child learning to walk. There are many tumbles, but each one provides data, allowing the children's system to adjust and improve as necessary. Your body is doing the same, constantly fine-tuning its balance mechanisms, even if it feels like it's going in the opposite direction. This is why it's extremely important to be able to have someone coach you, not just check your central nervous system, but also coach you through being able to implement certain things to be able to restore long-term health in your vertigo journey. You don't need to rush healing. You just need to stay faithful through it. Healing is not a linear process. It has its ups, it has its downs, just like a gardener patiently tends to a plant, providing the right conditions and trusting its natural growth cycle. You need to extend that same patience and faith towards yourself in your own healing journey. You see, vertigo tests your patience so you can find peace that doesn't depend on motion. It forces you to discover an inner stillness, a core of calm that remains unshaken even when your external world is in flux. This is like finding a calm center in the eye of a hurricane, a place of peace regardless of surrounding chaos. Key takeaways. Stillness is not surrender, it's strategy. It's an active choice, a deliberate pause that allows you to reassess, regroup, and respond effectively. It's not giving up, but rather a strategic retreat to gain a clearer perspective. Fear fuels dizziness. Faith quiets it. Fear amplifies the physical sensations of vertigo, creating a feedback loop. Faith, on the other hand, acts as a soothing balm, reducing the intensity of the experience and allowing your central nervous system to re-regulate itself. Strength isn't in resistance, it's in regulation. Trying to fight against the dizziness often makes it worse. True strength lies in learning to regulate your nervous system, to bring it back to a state of calm, peace, and balance. This is like a skilled rider guiding a horse, not by brute force, but by subtle clues and a harmonious communication. And lastly, you are not fragile, you are being refined. Vertigo is not breaking you. It's revealing your inner resilience and forcing you to develop new coping mechanisms. Like a precious metal refined by fire, you're emerging stronger, more resilient, and with a deeper understanding of yourself. Actually have this down there. Action items. Number 1, identify triggers. Keep a journal to note down potential triggers for your dizzy spells, specific movements, stress levels, food. Having a journal is critical. I have one myself that I utilize for my personal development. A gradual exposure. With guidance from a healthcare professional, slowly introduce movements that typically cause discomfort, starting with very small increments. And then as you continue to work on these, it's like a muscle where you're able to do more and more and more without the sensation of vertigo happening. Number 3, seek professional support. Consult with a doctor or physical therapist specializing in vestibular rehabilitation for personalized strategies and exercises. Cultivate inner stillness. Practice meditation or gentle yoga to enhance your ability to find calm amidst internal and external chaos, because stress can cause vertigo to be even worse. And then lastly, but not least, celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and celebrate every micro victory, no matter how insignificant it seems, to reinforce positive behaviors and maintain motivation. You could actually be able to do this in your journal, as it will continue to reinforce that we're making small incremental changes over time that yield the big results. I'm Dr. Cameron Daniels. I hope that you found great information from this. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next training. Take care.